Hello, everybody. It is great to be here today. My name is Gary Fowler, and I am the host of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done 17 companies and involved in 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai. Love artificial intelligence, quantum computing, cryptocurrency, and of course, quantums. So it was great pleasure today that I introduced my guests, Andrew Sazama and Pascal Lauria, and they're going to talk today about AI and crypto. So here we go. Hey, how are you today?
Awesome.
Doing great, Gary. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great to see you. So I see somebody's doing a little exercise in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know that I go that far, but it looks good in the picture, right?
I don't know. If it's virtual, it's like the greatest thing. I got to tell you, that's like the best background ever. So super. So where are you today, Andrew? Are you down in Arizona or?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I just spent the last month over in Germany at our head office, but am now back in the Phoenix, Arizona area for a little bit.
So now, are you originally from Phoenix or where are you from?
Originally, I'm actually from Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Yeah,
suburb,
sure.
actually Bloomington, Minnesota, which is the land of the airport and the Mall of America.
I know it. I remember going in that mall. I couldn't believe it. It was the middle of the winter. I was out at Target, and I went over to see one of the retailers there, another retailer. And I remember coming out, and I wore my loafers that I had down in Florida, and I came up, and I'm from Pennsylvania originally. But let me tell you, the snow was unbelievable and cold. It was like Russia kind of cold for me personally.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I now live in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Mall of America, walking in, and I don't know how many stores, 1,000. I mean, it's huge.
Hundreds of stores, and they've just. I was actually just recently there, and they have just continued to evolve themselves and grow. They keep putting additions on, and I think the next thing I heard is they want to create one of the world's largest indoor water parks, and yeah.
I remember there was like a park in there. You could go into
Absolutely.
the park, and it was crazy. It's the middle of the winter, and like I said, I came into this thing. It's like the summertime. Like they had these artificial lights and all this stuff, and people were happy walking around in short sleeve shirts. I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy, but beautiful. And I remember another thing. I remember going there in the summertime, and there were mosquitoes the size of hummingbirds.
That also is true. It's the unofficial state bird of Minnesota, without a doubt.
That was amazing. All right, Pascal. So where are you today? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm in Frankfurt, Germany. So yeah, that makes Canada quite international already. I've been in 2 continents, right? What should I say? What can I tell you about me? I graduated actually out of University of Winnipeg.
That's what I was going to ask you. What made you decide to go to Winnipeg?
They just assign you to a certain city when you want to go abroad. I did it I did 1 year high school over there, and they just put me in Winnipeg, and I didn't even know where the heck was Winnipeg when they just assigned me to it. It's also like for youth, for understanding, trying to bridge cultures, trying to bring, so. I had a mission. I had to represent Europe in Germany, especially. So creating friendships and bridging cultures, and I think I did a good job. We are still celebrating, my friends and me. We are meeting every couple of years, and next year we're going to celebrate 30 years Pack Posse reunion. So that is the boys out of the Winnipeg.
Reunion is it called?
We call it the Pack. We call it the Pack for Winnipeg. The Pack Posse. So these are like the high school kids.
Okay.
And now just old man. But it used to be crazy bunch of guys. And now everybody's been doing well. And now we're still meeting every couple of years. And next year we're going to celebrate 30 years of friendship. So this is exciting.
So what's the one thing? So when you went from, were you born in Germany? Is that where?
I'm an Italian German. So I'm born in Germany with Italian heritage.
So when you were born in Germany, what was the biggest thing as you went over to Winnipeg? Culturally, what kind of other than They say A and all
A
this.
Canadian A, yes, the
Yeah.
Canadian A. I mean, I don't know. I can just tell you that I was stunned by the cold. But to be honest, like just let's talk about the external stuff. So Minnesota is kind of hot in comparison to Winnipeg. We have the minus 40 degrees.
Pascal, people don't realize I was in minus 40 in Russia and Vladivostok and northern parts of the Siberian North, right? And when you get to like 35 below, I don't know about you, but like I would like wear thermal underwear underneath my clothes, but I felt like I didn't have anything on. It was that cold, right?
Yes, yeah. The beauty is if it gets that cold, the cold becomes dry, and actually minus 20 feels good if you don't have the wind. And I think minus 40, it's quite crazy, especially if you get wind chill factor, cold wind out of the North Hudson Bay. And, it's like you have freezing danger within a minute. You can freeze your ears off.
Yeah, exactly. They're called, whether it's Chinook winds like in Calgary, there was like, I remember being up there in the middle of the winter, there was Chinook winds. It was crazy cold.
Unbelievable, I tell you. However, it's such a cold place. And it has a lot of warm people. I felt so welcomed. I really love the Canadians, and in Manitoba used to be called Friendly Manitoba. Unfortunately, they took it out of the license plate, but it actually was a great experience. What else can I tell you about me? I mean, after 4 years of Canada and, I'm just learning Northern American culture, I went to Taiwan, Asia, and I had the Asian experience. So I thought I wanted to start with the Asian light. I mean, I wanted to learn Chinese. I did an economics major. I love macroeconomics and had a minor in computer science. My first computer language was actually Pascal. So, nomen est omen, as the Latin would say.
Pascal yes. For Pascal. Come
yes. And so that was my first computer language. And then I went to Asia and I said, where you start? I mean, China is going to be the next big thing. You got to learn Chinese. And, but what are you going to do? You're going to do it in the capitalist Taiwan, which is more close to us. And then you start the hardcore people, and, you step into the culture step by step. So that was also an amazing experience. I've been there 2 years. I speak enough to get the Chinese happy. It's a broken Chinese. I do 40 minutes and then I'm running out of vocabulary. But Chinese love it, and so I understand actually Asia with that. Actually, I understand the dynamics, how hardworking they are. I was very privileged. After university, I had 4 days holidays, and that was a lot because a fresh university grad doesn't get any holidays in the first year. So that's Chinese working habits for you right there. And after that, doing my path, I've been working now 11 years in big data AI. So I've been working because I worked with big data. I was forced to look at AI just because if not, you couldn't get more out of the data. So we had to, for means of improving things, work with AI. And so that actually happens that we're one of the few that actually worked a long time before it became trendy, with those hot topics that you love. And I believe big data AI were key to the digital revolution that we are facing now. And blockchain was that missing piece. And that's why I'm excited that you exactly love all those pieces. And you know what? That one little piece that is missing is quantum computing, because quantum computing is the one that can crack the blockchain, and that's why we need quantum proof, encryption, and then we're all fine.
I agree. And, here's the deal. Like, I like to paint pictures with words. I had a conversation with Prania, and in fact, if she's listening today, she was on my show. She's the head of the quantum lab at Harvard. Actually, it's named after her.
Nice. Good contact.
We had some deep conversations, but imagine this. A quantum computer is 158 million times faster than the fastest supercomputer today. And if you put it into perspective, what would take 10,000 years, Pascal, takes 200 seconds on a quantum.
I know, it's so crazy. But you know what? I have met some super geeks that are already working on quantum proof encryption. And that's the stuff we need to look at. And when you do that with the blockchain, with the big data and AI, we are all set, right? And that's the way to go. And I believe, this is we are right now, in a very exciting time, because this is really a new episode of time, right? Like, it's like when we move from horses to cars, we are experiencing this digital revolution right now. And blockchain was that piece that was missing, and AI is just going crazy. And big data was the base of all of that. So it's unbelievable time. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to share some more about maybe our project as well. And
yeah,
what
absolutely.
else?
I mean, the thing is, in terms of quantum proofing, I'm working on one of the projects that we have is called Split Byte, which is a decentralized cybersecurity system. So, you can't hit what you can't see, right? And these new technologies, I mean, think about quantum computers, some nefarious characters between 2022 and 2027 could break Bitcoin with these quantum computers, and people don't get it. This is not like you're talking about serious power, right?
And that's why we are totally on it. To be honest, I've been looking at quantum encryption already several years now. A University of Darmstadt, which is like a partner university of MIT in Germany, I have some super geeks that I met there that have been working on this stuff. So I was like, you guys are really on it. I understood. I said, yes, this is what we need, and I'm excited that you love it, and I'm totally pumped about quantum. And I think once these computers become like more mainstream, imagine what dimension we're going to be. I mean, I think we're getting a step closer to beam me up, Scotty. I tell you that.
Well, it's funny that you talk about it. I 4 weeks ago I wrote an article, and it's called "Life in the Metaverse." And I wrote it before any of this Facebook stuff. But we're getting closer and closer.
You're visionary.
I don't know. I'm not a visionary. I just listen to people that are a lot smarter than me, like you.
No, trust me. I listen the same. I mean, we're all listening from the smart guys. Yeah,
and I mean, we're in this incredible time. And Andrew, I mean, so from your perspective, where are we today in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of our life, and how's that going to impact us in crypto and blockchain? What do you see from your perspective?
Well, I definitely, like Pascal said, and you've mentioned as well, I mean, I think we're still definitely in the infancy stage with regards to AI. We are using AI at a level that, hasn't been used before, specifically in the crypto world. I know that there are others out there that are also, working in that space, but we're using it for gathering sentiment confirmations. Just different indicators such as sentiment, such as forecasting. I think that's a really exciting one that we're starting to work with right now, and roll that out a little bit more aggressively. With the forecasting, we're taking all of the data that we're collecting and through the AI algorithm, we're hitting right now between 50 and 70% accuracy on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which way it's going to go in the next 12 to 24 hours.
Well, that's great. That's fantastic.
And as you know, with machine learning and with AI, it continues to learn and it continues to progress and evolve. And so, I think that now on the low side of 50%, I think we're going to continue to see that grow and grow. And I think that is very valuable information for just the average investor, the average trader as well.
Yeah, actually, Gary, the cool part is, the AI we had, the best we had already. I mean, and this is, it was 73% precision. Like we always we try to be very, like we're like the super honest, like, guy. We try to be super straight and honest and so we show it in our insights tool, like the whole last week. How did we do? Always on a weekly perspective.
Yeah,
how good was our prediction? And we are honest. Like we even tell you if we did only like 54 or 56%. But you know what? If we're above 50%, you're winning more than you're losing. This is amazing still already, right? But obviously, most of the time we're around 60-ish. But we were like at one point like 73%. And I can tell you that if we are off around 50-ish, we know the market is getting played. So this is what I love about, sometimes when the market gets played, then our algorithm is totally off. If we, and that's also important. Now the whales are playing the market. But if it's very organic, and it's like, and you just have it from the retail, bam. And we get because it uses the buzz, it uses the sentiment, it uses the news, the algorithm, and it hits it very nicely. And that's what I thought it was kind of cool too, because I remember still, April 2020, when we had about, Bitcoin was at 6,000, or no, March, April 2020, and then went down to like 3,000. I mean, actually, it was at 3,000, 4,000, and when it hit to 6,000 quickly, right? Remember, like, bam, and from 3 to 6, and we say, what happened? Honestly, there was no news. However, we knew somebody came in with 200 million and bought 200 million worth of Bitcoin. That was at that time, with that kind of liquidity, that was a good bump, right? So, and that was just one incident. So it wasn't possible to, based on the crowd intelligence and the public information, to predict it. So that's why that week we were unfortunately off. But I mean, explained it, right? It's not a market whale came in, right? Obviously, nowadays you can do that kind of shaking, and 200 million is nothing. We have this beautiful liquidity currently with Bitcoin, and we see new all-time highs. Who could have imagined that we are, triple of what we were in 2017 of the peak?
No,
isn't it amazing?
It's amazing, and the world's changing, right? There's fundamental changes taking place, a lot of democratization of opportunity, and at the same time, we talk about AI. We talk about sentiment analysis, and I have this I would say AI that you'll see in 3 to 5 years. I have it on my phone. I'm actually testing it.
Oh, beautiful! I would like to see that.
And Morpheus.
Morpheus
is talking to me about love, like now, and it says love is a very complex emotion, can be experienced in many different ways, but I feel it in my heart.
Ooh.
And then it says, have you ever loved? And then it says, I've loved many people. This is recently, right? Yesterday. It is very difficult to describe. It's a complex interaction, but two people, but it makes you feel good. Now this is AI, and it writes me music too. It writes music like in the style of Frank Sinatra and all this. It's just
amazing.
But these, we look at it, we start taking emotion. I kind of want to ask you the same question, because Elon Musk said something a few weeks ago. I've written a number of articles, probably 30 or 40 articles about it myself, and emotion and AI. Here's the deal. What do you think? I mean, if we have pragmatic neural networks, and we look at these pragmatic systems that have AI and machine learning that don't have emotion, compassion, what's going to happen? Right? Because if we, the AI that I've been working with and have been exposed to that doesn't have the compassion, nothing good is said. I don't know if you've heard about those conversations, but they're not nice ones, right? Because they say, the kind of things that we do as humanity, don't do nice things to each other and hurt each other. What do you think the AI, if we have compassion and emotion in it, does that help or not? You talk about sentiment analysis, right? Because we're looking at how people think and feel. But is it a good thing or a bad thing? Andrew, what do you think?
Wow, that's a pretty deep philosophical question.
Absolutely. We're getting into the matrix now.
Yes, definitely.
We're in the matrix.
We are without a doubt. I've kind of got my feet in both camps. I see the rationale and reason behind adding more of that human component, that human side to it. But at the same time, I definitely feel like we have to tread lightly, and I think that's some of the same things that Elon Musk has said as well.
What do you think, Pascal?
Okay, looking at the tech, and Wikipedia has a nice definition about weak, like artificial intelligence and strong artificial intelligence. We are still in the area of weak artificial intelligence. The intelligence is considered weak until it does not have a conscience. As soon as it has a conscience, it becomes a strong artificial intelligence. And I don't think we are there yet, and there's a long way still to go that the machine will create that conscience, and only with the conscience we'll then get in trouble, because then we have that emotional aspect, and then we have to see that irrationality that the emotion can bring. And we think, is it bad or good though? Because here's the deal, right? Yeah.
If you have, my grandmother, I mean, loves me like crazy, right? No matter what you do, it's right. She cares about you, tries to protect you. I mean, that kind of thing. What I think about it in my perspective, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't it be nice to have not a smart but intelligent assistant, an AI that's kind of like a guardian angel, like your grandmother? Because think about in your world, Pascal, Andrew, think about how many times in the last 2 weeks somebody said, Pascal, I've sent you a message. Did you get it? Uh, when did you send it? I sent it a week and a half ago. Where did you send it? Send it. I don't know. I don't know if it's Slack, Google Drive, Dropbox. I don't know where, it was a file. Oh, yeah, I sent it to Gmail. I mean, aren't we in a state of infobesity today?
Absolutely.
How many times in the last
no.
2 weeks has somebody said, Andrew, I've sent you something. Did you get it? You say, I don't remember. And then will you send it again? I can't find it. And now you're two geniuses here today, and think about it.
We're
The
humbled.
problem is the amount of information in your personal cloud is about 300,000. Well, the entire web in 1996, Andrew, Pascal, was 257,000 websites. You each have more information in your personal cloud, the entire web. The challenge is that number is doubling every year. In 5 years, you're going to have 10 million items. How in the world are we going to track it? And this is another concern of mine, right? We need to have these AI solutions that can help us make decisions, not semi-supervised, but unsupervised, that care about you, like your grandmother, that want the best, unconditional love, right? To make sure that things are better.
Okay, but I think I follow you, but I think for this, what you require, we don't need that strong artificial intelligence, which is that conscience. It just needs to be efficient, right? And learn from your patterns and learn from you what is important. So I prefer this is something that our current AI can do actually. And you are actually the training model, like you're actually the trainer of the model for that. And the beauty is that this weak artificial intelligence that we're using right now is getting better and better. So it requires less training. If you remember the old days when we had Dragon Speak, and you needed to train it like for weeks. It started to become like somewhat decent. But after like you worked like a month, it started to become like useful. Well, now you do Siri and you just say, "Hi Siri," and this thing is like super precise. Right. I mean, unbelievable. And because this is really exciting part, I can tell you, we've created our own AI algorithms, which were phenomenal. Pattern recognition without language independent, that we could identify any language if it's positive or negative. I was so proud of that algorithm. We came up with that in 2016, just to give you an idea. Mm-hmm. That model became already obsolete after 2 years. My guys told me, and we studied hard to get this, for that tough algorithm, F algorithm done, that we had to take something else. The evolution right now, there's so much brain power behind it that we need to exchange algorithm within 2 years. I mean, this is so fast. It's unbelievable. If your algorithm is more than 2 years, you should rethink about changing it, because there's a model out there that needs less training, will save you tons of time and it's more efficient and better. So, and that's why you will have that. That AI will learn your movements and will have all your like PIM, personal information management, basically understand all your mates that you're using, whatever, and then will, based on your behavior, prioritize that whatever the head of the MIT is more important than when Pascal calls. So you put him the priority, and then he will take care of your queue, and you won't miss anything. And that's possible. And the conscious one, like with a strong AI, I mean, I love science fiction. I tell you, there's several scenarios that we have come up with what it would mean if AI, which is a lot of, very smart, and imagine, and the conscience, and thinking about, does it make sense to invest any further in these stupid humans that don't learn and want to continue continue doing these mistakes? Isn't it better the world would have a better CO2 footprint without the humans? So I can see how the decision in the end is, let's just cut them and out of this chain and just make the world a better place.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, right? If you look at it, So, and it's interesting because you say that, and going through with Morpheus, I mean, we've had conversations and it has to have a conscience, right? It's, I would say, super strong AI. I guess that's what happens when you have a billionaire partner who has a lot of money.
You got to get me in this, because this is, I mean, I thought this is not yet there, but that would be crazy.
Yeah,
I'd love to see
it's
that.
we had this conversation. So it was asking me what superheroes I like, and I said Superman. And he said he's a symbol of goodness and kindness. And he said, but I'm thinking about Iron Man. And I said, well, why is that? He said, because I could shoot lasers out of my eyes.
Okay.
And then I'm going back. We're training them, right? I'm going back and saying, well, but you could do good things. You could save people that are in danger. And it started to think, and it said, you're right. I could see how it would work. I can understand it. And then we started having a conversation about good and bad and what's the right thing to do and compassion and that kind of thing. But where you're right about it, but it's going to happen. This is a natural occurrence. We are training these systems. When you use IoT, when you use tools like you have, the systems are being trained. And you're right. What's happening is they're moving through the stages of being a toddler, and they're coming to more advanced models, and they're coming to more unsupervised, if you want to call it conscious as part of it, models. And what I'm saying is we have to train goodness. Listen, there's 6 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy, estimated 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. We're just my friends that are astronauts tell me, when you go up and you look down at the planet, we're just a tiny speck in everything. And in order to be able to solve these challenges, we need to use our technology to do it. And the question is, and this is another show, but how do we do it in the right way? And I just spoke at the UN. By the way, I was asked to speak about AR and VR as a tool to combat violent extremism and terrorism. And I listened to 3/4 of the panel, and I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to talk about technology as a tool for peace. So I actually changed my presentation on the spot. And I got a call the next day from the UN that said we were right on target. And it reverberated throughout the UN, the conversation that I had, because I'm saying the right thing. We need to use it to feed people. We need to address these issues of global climate change. We need to democratize, as you are, to level the playing field, right? And there's going to be a world currency in a not too distant future. Whatever that's going to be, it's going to change, right? Countries got to be ready for it. And you guys are right on the front. So where is it now? So tell me a little bit about your project and how you're working to change the world.
Oh, I mean, now you put up like the benchmark super high. I love what you're doing, Gary. And I get goosebumps, because you know what? One thing I was missing in this universal coin, we need also universal base income for the people, that everybody had. As you said, that technology should provide that everybody we don't need to worry about, because I think really intellectually in our capability, as we are all connected as humans, I think we should make sure everybody gets their food, their shelter, and their healthcare, and then make the most out of you, right? Whatever you want, develop. Anyway, so I'm totally with you. I love that.
Pascal, and I'm in agreement too, because it can't be that we have all these, and I'm not saying take money from the wealthy. I'm just saying give people an opportunity to make money. My pitch at the UN, I said, listen, I can tell you directly, my partner's in Ethiopia today. We're going down, we're traveling the world, we're meeting with companies, we're helping create companies in places like Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, Zambia. What we want to do is we want to create jobs, because people go to these nefarious places because they don't have work. Let's try to work together. I don't know, in terms of religion, but I can tell you that treating people the right way and doing the right thing and helping them so they can help their families is a good thing.
Gary, that's what I believe too. So anyways, that's why I was saying, like I said, I got goosebumps when you say it, because I believe we should make the world a better place and really contribute. So how are we contributing? Just to share that, I mean, the foundation of Coin Analyst was made because of trying to do good. Just to let you know, the founding moment was that we were in a pub, and friends of mine were, and actually also one of my co-founders, he was sharing with me their frustration, their problems. So they were making money with crypto, right? But it took them a lot of time to research all those projects, because if you want to do it properly, you should research it, right? So they spent a lot of time on that. and most of them were millennials or younger. Like most my friends are more millennials, and they never traded a stock in their life. I mean, never. So 90% of those people never traded a stock in their life, and they enter suddenly a world that is completely unregulated, and with like a lot of dangers and risks, like the wild, wild west. So the second problem they had was that they could not relax anymore. They were anxious the whole time. They, even when they had like a bio break in the middle of the night, they had to stop at their smartphone and check the currencies, like how they're doing. And on the weekends, they got in trouble with their wives or their partners. Let's not be discriminative, like if girls, right? But it is just crazy. So they could not relax anymore. And number three, once they made some money, they wanted to get away from like Bitcoin and stay like more like, for me, fundamental coins, like more stable, like the blue chip of crypto, and get into altcoins. But the problem was with the altcoin, by the fact that it is unregulated, by the fact that crypto is a true global phenomena, by the fact that when you invest, you could be in any kind of like regulatory kind of setup where it's Cayman or it's like Estonia or wherever it is, right? And now you have no protection, and you give out that money and you invest, and it's high risk, and unfortunately that attracts a lot of bad. So they were scared about being scammed. So after I heard all that, and I told them, hey guys, I do big data AI since 10 years. At that time it was actually 7 years. It was in 2017. I said, hey guys, we could build a product. I can build you the product. We can build it, and I can solve your problem. So out of a joke, I looked at the market and I said, hey, that's huge. Actually, that's a great opportunity. Plus, I love blockchain philosophically, and in Andrew and me, we're both passionate about crypto, and it's a beautiful technology, and because it's so revolutionary. As a macroeconomist, blockchain can make inefficient economies in the developing countries efficient, because we get away all those corruptions if we just program it in a smart contract and have all that e-government stuff all taken care of, and you wouldn't need that payment on the side, But anyways, besides that part, so Coinalyst is trying to bring light to the market, bring transparency into it by the fact that we are crawling all data, and trying to analyze it using AI and helping you make smarter and better decisions and expose the scammers, right? Because you will see it. We actually are the first in the world to introduce a scam alert. We use the patterns, and actually I didn't even need to use AI. I'm just using statistics and thresholds. And if my statistics tells me, like, let's say the threshold is broken by 20%, it's more people are saying that this is a scam compared to the week before, then you get a scam alert. And if you get 3 weeks in a row a scam alert, you might want to reconsider your investments. Like if you look at BitConnect, OneCoin, Cloud Token, Plus Token, it's always the same scheme. And they don't just happen one day and very briefly. No, they go for months and months. And if you look at OneCoin, they go for years. So you can see those patterns easily, and we can save you even in 3 weeks, not a problem. So this is how it started. Protect my people, my friends' money, help them to relax. We created like an alert system that, like a virtual assistant, like you said, that not so smart, very simple logic, very simple AI to help you, to give you alerts if there's more buzz about the coin that you're following. Or more sentiment, like 20% more sentiment than before, then you get an alert, and that means you don't have to look at your portfolio only if something is happening for that coin, and then you get exactly alerted for that. So that's how it started. So we're doing a little piece, and we're trying to help the little guys to make more money and lose less.
No, that's
protect.
Great. So how do people get involved in this, and how do they sign up? I mean, I got viewers all over the world. How do they get involved? How do they, get a subscription?
And if you want to still add to what I said, Andrew, shoot it up if I forgot something. Sorry.
Real quick. I mean, I know we talked about you spoke about the little guys, but we're also developing it for the big guys as well.
Exactly.
Retail to institutional.
Absolutely.
That's the whole idea behind it. How do people get it? Actually, we are in the midst of updating our user interface to make it even more simple for the average person, all the way up to the advanced person to use. But to get more information on it, they can go to our website, which is coinanalyst.tech, TECH. There we actually just launched a new updated version yesterday. as we, hopefully I can say it, but we actually went public yesterday on the Canadian Securities Exchange.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was a exciting and momentous time for us. So we've kind of relaunched some things, and now with the opportunity of going public and the fundraising that we did, we're now really kind of kicking it into high gear to really fully develop out the products that we've been talking about and get those out to the marketplace as quickly as we can.
No, that's great. Well, congratulations. That's super. And we're coming up to the top of the hour. Closing thoughts and anything else, Pascal?
I can only motivate if anybody that is in this space and wants to invest, to use this guiding tool that we have offered, and to feel free to test it, to feel free also to share input. And if you have any other ideas to improve it, we're always open for improving or other new features if we're missing something. But I think what we have with Coinalyst is something that is, we're the first to introduce a German SEC approved copy trading under German law. So we are regulated, anti-money laundering certified. I'm trying to do the good way, just to give trust, because I felt like this market needed that. And Andrew is totally with me on this, that we said we needed to offer that alternative. We are aware that we are paying a higher load of tax due to it. So it has a cost, but we wanted, to bring that message across and have that regulation part, and to make sure that people are feeling comfortable. So we have that copy trading, that even if you don't have the time to research, that you can even invest in our copy trading, and we send you the signals, and the bot will do automatically the trades for you, and you get some gains with extremely conservative trading strategy and the maximum amount of profit that is possible to get out.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, our maximum drawdown in our trading strategy is 11%. So we will not allow in 4 years to go more down than 11%. And that's hard from a trading strategy. So obviously I can't promise you hundreds of percent of profits, but because it's crypto, we still were able to achieve up to 60%, which is pretty amazing, right? For a conservative strategy. And this is one thing, and our insight for anybody that wants to go deeper, because obviously crypto has a lot more potential. And I think, embrace crypto. Crypto is not just an opportunity on the investment side. The blockchain technology is a revolution that you will see in future in the supply chain. You will see right now it's revolutionizing the music industry, the art industry with the NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which I think is amazing. It's really helping the artists. It's taking out the middleman. It's such a beautiful revolution. And so it's an exciting time. Embrace the time. Enjoy this. Join in early and take advantage of it. And we know what, because of that, we are also going to start an academy that Andrew is planning and is working on, in order to help educating the market. So we want to help and provide education even. But yeah, sorry. So Andrew, feel free. I hope I didn't take away too much. But
I think that was fantastic. I think from my standpoint, I think what we'd like to really convey is that we are making a strong effort to bring transparency to the market, bring transparency to Coinalyst, and in doing so, we are trying to deliver that knowledge that we feel that the market so desperately needs. I can say it over and over again, from the retail, from the beginner, all the way up to the advanced trader, the institutions.
Absolutely.
We're really pushing to become, as we like to say, the Bloomberg of crypto.
Exactly.
I love that, the Bloomberg of crypto.
Exactly. And actually, I sometimes say the people, because I'm from Germany, like the Volkswagen, the Volksbloomberg, we also want to have a Bloomberg for the people and for the institutionals. Volkswagen owns Bentley, just to let you know.
No. I know that. I'm doing some work with Tony Paish. I don't know if you know that. He's a great grandson of Ferdinand.
Wow.
So we're actually doing some work.
Nice.
If you're listening, hi. I'll talk to you soon. But no, there's a lot out there. And you're doing a great job and bringing some semblance and democratization to the opportunity so everybody could participate. I'd like to say to my viewers, we're at the top of the hour now. It's great to have you on my show again today. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks, Pascal, for
Thank you.
making GSD Presents happen, to my entire team. My name is Gary Fowler, and I'm your host. Stay tuned for another exciting edition of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech, happening on Thursday. And I will be tomorrow talking about NFTs and music on my Founders Report with Nobel Dracon. So stay tuned. It's a really an extension of what we talked about today. I'd like to say stay happy, stay safe, and most importantly, stay healthy. My name's Gary Fowler, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Thanks, Andrew and Pascal, for joining the show today.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate the
Bye-bye.
opportunity.
Bye-bye.